Now let's try something different with the squash van, because at the moment you can't get spare bodies. So I'm going to see if I can squeeze a different body on. So what we have got is a Sand Scorcher. They're cheap for what they are, and they're readily available. How well it fits, well, that's another story. But like I said, you get everything, including decals, window parts, the exhaust bits, stuff you can play around with. The only thing I won't use is the mirrors, because they're a 5-second wonder that always cert to break off. So let's get the body out and the front panel slipped in, and we'll have a look. Now, front panel's just slipped in. Lengthwise, it's not too far off. I know it's a smaller body, but I'm going to have to remove the rear body mounts, because I'm going to try and use the original front ones, and I'll get some other mounts for the rear. If that makes sense. But just for sizing it up, let's lose these. That's better. We can now put it on, and it's not too bad. Admittedly, the fronts are a pain at the moment because of getting the height. Again, I think I'm going to have to look for other mounts, because like I said, I don't want to wreck the ones that come with the truck. Like I said, should have other mounts lying around. But the only worrying thing is these squares look slightly larger than usual. There we go. It's sort of working. But we definitely would probably have to fit it like that on the front, just above the shocks. I don't know how far forwards we can go. Because what you've got also can gauges between the wheels. Yeah, I think it'll go about there. We can do this quite low looking. Rightio, I'm now going to look at body mounts, and I'll try and get it mounted. Now I put a rough mark on the wing where I want to take a chance and put the holes, and that hole lines up about there. So it's there to the wheel. If I say it's about there, it's almost on. So I'm going to take a chance on that, because it's near as. And then I've got two marks which are 60mm apart, because I measured the brackets at the low section to give them more accurate, and then they're 30 off centre. Well, I've done 30 off centre and then checked the distance, and in theory it should be about right. I have got the body shell mounted. The front pins were easy, just lined up as I said. The wheel sort of lines up, it's more to the front than to the rear, but I'd want that anyway. The back, the brackets I had come forwards, and even if they went straight, that have just been impossible to use. But I can put body pins in from inside here. But what I did was I designed a bracket, but I didn't know how it would fit in the arch and wear totally. So what I did was I used some plastic spacers just to make it a bit flatter when it fits on, and it bolts with 2 3mm bolts, and then the holes I made sure they were 5.5, so they're a very easy fit on the rear. The front is tighter, and there we go, it fits pretty good. So the Beetle will fit this. It does seem to sit down on the rear a little at the moment, but I think I need slightly longer shocks on the rear. It's just the way I think it works. Well, it just seemed to work out. I don't know why it just sits lower than the front. Might be partly because there's more preload on the front, but at least we've got body posts sorted, and like I said, the originals are untouched because they are the same fitment, but they are thicker on the newer truck. But these were just what I'd lying around from other part sets, which are from either probably a Wild Dagger or a Tiello one, or some kits, because the pegs are reused a lot. But I can always raise the back a bit more so it sits a bit squarer until then. But I'm pretty happy with the front, and the front sort of just clears the shocks, which is a good thing in my opinion. So it's not catching, because if you'd have gone over the shocks you'd have gone even more forwards. If you'd have gone back, I'd have had to raise the shell up just probably a little bit more. But I'm pretty happy with that fit. So what's the next stage? I don't know really, but I'll start thinking about it and we'll get on with it. Now, with all the body mount system worked out, I'm going to sand the filler, and probably have to fill again, and spray it up. I'm going to take some still photos of the spraying in between, because you've seen a car painted before. But I hope you like what I come up with. Now the paint's come out so-so. These are not easy to mask, but I've had lots of paint issues. I had really bad orange peeling, which I put some lacquer on, which the lacquer went wrong. So I sanded that back and then done the black, and I've put on a satin lacquer, and it's gone reasonable. It's the finish is a lot better. I'm going to have to find I'm completely out of black now, which is a pain. So I'm going to put the decals on and see what it looks like with that on, and probably fit the front panel. That's going to have to be sprayed again because it's the wrong colour. Well, it's the wrong finish. So what I'm going to do is give that a quick spray and fit that so it matches. And we'll put the decals on and just see what it looks like and see what else I'm going to paint on it afterwards. But it was basically going to be, you'll just see it finished off next. And hopefully we can take it for a spin. But it's with the amount of masking, I just can't believe it. I put layer upon layer and I still got paint here. I'm not fussed because I'm going to paint it anyway, but that's beside the point. You know, you just have this aggro sometimes. Here we are, what shall we call it, the Scorcher GF02 is done. The body shell, like I said, it's not a bad fit. Like I said, it looks thin on mine because the wide kit. Like I said, I've done this body for bashing. I'm not so worried if it takes a bit of a pounding, because at least then I can get a replacement, unlike the squash fan body, hence the reason of using it. I hope you like the colour. It's just orange and black, something a bit different, done in the normal Baja style. I haven't gone too mad. I had to trim the decals right down because you don't want so much shiny showing around them, being onto a satin finish. So that is my Sand Scorcher body conversion for the GF02. I hope you like it. Only issue I've got at the moment, I'm out of body clips. I need big ones because they're a bit awkward to get in from here onto the bracket I made. I need some for the front because the body has to come off to put the batteries in these. So we've got to make it more convenient. I'm going to take a few outside shots and see, so you can see what it looks like.